So Santa's workshop. This is a fun little arrangement I made for Kelly's desk. In the last video, we talked about how flowers in the workplace make us more creative, help us solve more problems, and find solutions to challenges better. And so I thought it was a fun opportunity for us to get together and make some fun arrangements. So we've made some fun arrangements this morning, and I got one more for you while I'm working on it. This is a fabulous little narrow vase. And you can see how it's a narrow vase, right? And it's small. I saw my friend Michael Duran did this for a garden club the other day, and I thought, oh, that's really cool. I need to do that sometime. And then when I went to my flower cellar to get flowers the other day, Angie said, as I was filling up my bucket, she said, we have amaryllis. And I was like, oh, I want some amaryllis. So we got some amaryllis for this project because that's what you need for this project is some amaryllis. So I've got, my hands are, it's starting to stick to my hands because I got pine and everything going on here, right? But this is going to be a fun one. So let's take a look. For this one, we're going to use a knife. Okay. And we'll also use our gram cutters in red. And that's my ribbon scissors. That'll go back there. Okay. So hopefully you're having great holidays and you've got your cup of coffee or whatever for this morning's video or this afternoon or this evening, depending upon when you're watching. And we are going to make this arrangement. I got some amaryllis from Angie. There were 3 different colors, so I picked up all 3. Now, I'm going to show you something that's interesting about these. Because if you use an amaryllis in an arrangement, when I pulled this up out of the water, there was water up to about here because they're hollow. They're hollow on the inside, okay? And so if you're going to put this in an arrangement, here's a secret. Turn it upside down, fill it up with flower nutrient water, like that, and then stick a little wad of cotton inside there, and then put it into your vase. That's going to help it remain hydrated, and it's also going to prevent it from flopping over when it gets dehydrated because all that inside chamber is going to be filled with water. Okay, so that is part of our trick today. We have a beautiful variegated one. Look at this. Isn't that going to be something? There was a burgundy, orange, and this variegated one. So I grabbed those. All right. So we're actually going to use, I want to make sure that we use this one in the bouquet. And I want to make sure that I'm measuring it, right? Because I'm going to want to be in the bouquet about like that. So with this one, I am going to cut it right here. And I'm going to lay it up here for a second, okay? Because then I'm going to cut this off straight. And then I'm going to cut it off again here. And it's floating in the water, okay? And then I'm going to cut it off again here. Okay. And then I'm going to stick this in here. And I'm going to cut that off here. I'm going to stick it in here. I'm going to cut it off here. Stick it in here. I'm going to cut it off there. I'm going to use this one like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to be using those tubes of the amaryllis as a structure under our water for our flowers, right? Isn't that brilliant? I love it. When Michael showed this, I was just like, oh, this is so cool. So there we go. Now what's going to happen is my water is full, right? So we're going to pour off a little bit. Okay. There we go. And this amaryllis is going to go in here. So now look at all of my amaryllis are tight inside there, right? They're all good. Everybody's all straightened up. Everybody's okay. And now I have little places like this that I can slip my flowers into. So it's almost like a flower frog. You know, I got my frogs right back here. See how frogs have those holes in them? So that you'd put your flower in those holes? Well, this is kind of like a flower frog too, right? So we're going to do that, and we're going to add our flowers in that. And then as those amaryllis blooms open, they're going to be so big and beautiful, right? So let's see. Let me get my little thing to settle. There we go. Put that there. This goes over here. I have a peppermint carnation, which I think is going to be ideal in here. And I can slip it down inside one of those little tubes. So then we're going to have those pretty little tubes from our amaryllis are going to be inside our vase. And that's what we're going to see. Okay. Isn't that fun? I love it. Okay. And we'll use a little bit of our burgundy hypericum. Now look, I've got this one up here like this. So what's going to happen with that is I want it to be about that long, and we're going to slip him back here. Oh, that's a little bit. So this one will take a little bit of adjustment as we make it. Okay, there we go. Let's use a little bit of our pink. I'm not going to use the pink this time. Let's use some of our Anastasia. So I'm going to make this one a little bit taller and put it back here. And then I'm going to make one a little bit shorter. So I'm going to take off all the leaves because I want this one to sit on the edge of the container. See how that sits on the edge there? Perfect. All right. Now this is going to be a super long-lasting bouquet because the amaryllis are going to open. So I'm paying attention to that because I'm going to use some of my chrysanthemums. I'm going to use my hypericum, long-lasting. I've got carnations, long-lasting too. Let's use some mini carnations because I think that's fun too. So with those mini carnations, we are going to go here. And I'm going to sneak that in the middle there. We're going to go over here. This one can actually share some space with that Anastasia down inside there. It's like a little puzzle, right? It's like a puzzle. Putting together a little puzzle. I'm going to go shorter. Now you want to be gentle around these amaryllis. And what's going to be cool is they're going to open up around those other flowers because that flower will feel that tension and it will make sure that it doesn't open up and cause any problems. Okay. And let's see. I have another one there. But you know what? I really need him over here. So I'm wondering if I can slip this out. And I'm going to put this over here on the end. And then I want my carnation to fit down inside there. Look, it doesn't take a whole lot of flowers, you know, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else I want to add. Because I really feel like I want a little taller carnation in the middle. Right there. Okay, now I feel like it's done, right? And we could wrap a little piece of ribbon around there if we wanted to. I don't know. Yeah, well, you know what? I have this ribbon. This is pretty wonderful. It looks like this. It has little ornaments on it. And look, it's red on the other side. That's pretty darn wonderful. Again, this is from our friends at theribbonrule.com. I'm going to take this, bend it over, and make it a dovetail on both ends. Like that. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to, what do you think? I think I'm going to use the red side out, right? Because then it doesn't fight with the arrangement. And then I can make my little bow over here be half and half. How about that, right? Right. So yeah, that's cool. Oh, I love this. That's perfect. Thank you, my friends at Ribbon Roll. That's perfect. That's a really fun little addition to that baby. All right, and again, final step. We're gonna mist it with Chrysler Professional Glory. And look, I want to show you this. It's a great little trick. My amaryllis is opening, and as it opens, I'm just going to reach in there and pop off that pollen. Because if I get rid of that pollen, it's going to make the bloom last longer. Because what happens is when the pollen from the stamen touches the end of the pistil and it starts to go down in there, it's going to make that bloom die. Okay, so doing that, just like with lilies, removing that pollen is going to be helpful. And then we also don't have to worry about it staining anything either. If it does stain something, then we can put it in the sun for 3 hours and it will just disappear. So if you have that issue. Final trick I want to share today from my friends at Chrysler Leaf Shine. This is a Chrysler Leaf Shine, but my hands are so sticky now from working with all the sap that I worked with today. And that was always a frustration when I worked in the flower shop. And so what I do is I take the Leaf Shine, I spray it heavily on my hand, and then I just rub them together. Okay, so I'm massaging that. This is a pure vegetable oil. And so you could also do this with cooking spray. Okay, so if you have cooking spray, pull that out of the cupboard and rub it on and wipe it on there. And what happens is the oil actually makes the sap not sticky anymore. And then you just dry your hands good with a great paper towel. I love Bounty. That's my go-to. So I'm a Bounty guy. But then you wipe off your shirt. And that has nothing to do with it, but I had junk all over my shirt. All right. So then now it's not sticky anymore. It's all gone. My hands are clean. So that's one of my favorite tricks. That is also available in our books, Bloom 365 and Fun with Flowers. We have a special on those right now for the end of the year. So if you're interested in those, check those out. We also have a combo for our cards too, our information cards about flower care and also for color cards. So check those out and head over to the store at ubloom.com and you can watch those. You can get those and have them sent to you. Be a Christmas present to yourself. So I hope you had fun this morning with Santa's Workshop. I hope you enjoyed the little projects that we did. Hopefully we have 3 different projects, 3 different taste levels, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to try. Remember that flowers are powerful. That's the best thing. And that arranging flowers makes us happier people. Giving flowers as gifts allows us to release dopamine, and the person who receives them releases melatonin. So both people feel great. Okay. So until I see you next time, have happy holidays and keep having fun with flowers. Thanks.